now, because back here it was still at 25.3, right? You see the orange line, but since that orange line has been gradually going up, and also the touch points here, there's one right there, there's one right there. You can even watch. You can even draw this horizontal line, a new one. We'll draw a new one on all these touch points. All right? Boom. There you go. So that is a new horizontal line. As you can see, you see there, resistance, support, 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 support. And then that middle line is about to meet that line right there. So that has become a strong, what? Support line, right? So that is our target right now, 26,500. If we do correct, that's going to be the new support line that we're looking at.
Hey everyone, this is Crypto Cruise once again with Coin Financial, and that video that I just replayed was actually my previous video that I made 1 month ago. That was the last video I made since now. Okay, and the reason I haven't made a video for a month is because nothing's really been happening. Everything I said in that previous video actually happened. It's a good watch. Watch it. It's crazy how I predicted that we were gonna go down exactly where we're at right now. Okay, but I'm seeing new things. Again, I like to update when there's something that's about to happen, and I believe something is about to happen. So let's get on with it. Again, if you want to see what I said a month ago, go watch that video. It's a really cool technical analysis, and you will see. So now let's get on with the update. All right, so here we are. We are following the 1-day chart. Okay, that video, when I made that, we were right here. Okay, before we actually went down to the target, right? We didn't quite reach it here, but you know, it's still our target, and eventually we did reach it. We actually wicked under it and went back up. And as you can see, we are definitely supporting that line that I drew a month ago. You see that right there? We are on that support line. It's crazy, right? I mean, that's all it is, touch points. Okay, but now that we've prolonged this sideways movement, and look at the Bollinger Band, it's looking very bearish on a squeeze and about to break out, and our candles are at the bottom side of that Bollinger. We are gonna head lower, and what sucks is this 25,300 support line that I've been talking about got a lot weaker because of this Bollinger Band. So there is actually a good chance, if we do go to 25,300 level, that we could break lower all the way down to 22,000, around 22,100. And I can draw that resistant line now, and we're going to talk about it. I'm not making any of this stuff up. I am just looking at the charts and sharing with y'all what I see. Okay, here we go. We're gonna, where is that? We're gonna draw. So I'm looking at this touch point right there, touch point right there, all these touch points. We're gonna go boom right there. That is our newest support line at 21,300, right around there. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it goes kind of like this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Our support line here that I drew was 26,500, but we wicked all the way down to 25,008, almost at our 25.3 target actually, right? But again, as you can see, it's getting supported. We can even zoom in on the 4 hours just to show y'all that how much we're supporting that line right there. See? You see? It's crazy. Right? That's just technical analysis for you. And even on the 4-hour chart, it's looking bearish with the Bollinger Band. Okay, so we have, again, nothing's guaranteed. Everything's a probability. And the probability of us going lower right now is a lot higher than the probability of us going back up and breaking 30,000. I'm not saying we're not gonna break 30,000. I'm just saying it looks like we're gonna go lower before we head higher. Okay, I am still, don't get me wrong, I am still very bullish in Bitcoin, and I still believe that our bottom was 15,000. Okay, there is a slim chance that we could see 15,000 again. Okay, very slim chance that we could see 15,000 again, but I do believe that there's a high probability that we can see 21,300, and I'm going to share with you that right now. All right, so here we are. Here we are right here on the 26,500 level, getting supported. If we break that line, right, we may stay at 25,300 maybe for a day or 2 or 3 days, right? There's a chance we might not stay there for a month. Okay, over here we moved sideways for a long time. This is a whole month. Remember, my last video was a month ago. Okay, and it was right here. So we're gonna go to the weekly chart, and I will show you why I believe we're going to 21,300. This is a pretty quick update. I'm just gonna talk to you about Bitcoin. Okay, we're gonna go now to the weekly chart. Again, remember, Ron Bollinger said there's a squeeze forming, but he didn't say what time frame. Okay, I believe he was talking about the weekly chart. This is that squeeze that's forming, and as you can see, it hasn't matured yet. It is still forming. Why? Because this price action is the candle prints every week. Every new week a candle prints. So 4 candles represent 1 month. This is a long-term thing here. And Ron Bollinger, he's been an investor, trader for probably decades. So his time frame when it comes to this is always long-term usually. So there's the squeeze, right? And check this out. You remember on the daily chart, we just drew a new line, right? We just drew a new resistant line of 21,300, right? So on the weekly chart, if we go there, I'm gonna make this a little bigger for you on the weekly chart, right? That 21,300 level that I drew is right here. This line right there. That one. Actually, let's change that color. That way we can differentiate. Let's make it yellow, or let's make it green. All right, there you go. The green, that's the 21,300 level. Now we can see it clearer now, right? Check this out. That's very close to that orange middle Bollinger line. Very close to it. And what it is when the candle goes down, they tend to go down in that middle line. Sometimes they wick a little bit below it. So there's a chance that we may wick a little bit below it and hit that 21,300 level. So again, this squeeze, in order for the squeeze to form, we have to go down. In order for the squeeze to form, to mature, we have to go down. Okay, and that's why we have a higher probability of going down. Now I'm going to show you more charts on the weekly, right? Here's more charts on the weekly. Look at the MACD. MACD is the blue line is headed down and it's about to cross the orange line. If that blue line crosses that orange line, that is bad news, because that is a reversal. That is an indication of a downtrend, kind of like what happened here, right? If we look at our charts again, all right, kind of like what happened, where is it? Kind of like what happened here. You see that when we reversed and hit that downtrend? Look where that was. That was on our top. That was on the 60,000 when we crossed that and we started headed down. Okay, that's when the bear market started actually. But this, I'm not too concerned that a new bear market is gonna happen when this happens. It's just gonna be a correction, guys. That's what I believe, and we're just gonna go to that green line that I drew at 21,300. So that's another indication that we could be headed down. A higher probability of us heading down. Here's another indication: the stochastic RSI. You see this right here? We are in a downtrend. The momentum is in a downtrend. All right. And if once we cross this line right here, we go below it, then we're gonna continue more downwards. Okay, and we are about to cross that. Okay, look at what happened here. This is similar, right? It's kind of like a slide. This is similar. This is a similar stochastic RSI downtrend. Look at where the price action is. We're slightly going down, right? But when we cross that, after moving sideways a little bit, we continued lower, right? Here's another one, same thing, right? We're at a downtrend. After we crossed this shade right here, the bottom right here, and we went below that area, right? We were moving sideways, and then we went lower. Now this is happening again. We could be moving sideways more, right? But once we cross that line, we're gonna go lower. Okay, I believe on that previous video that I made a month ago, I said my time frame on these is like what, around June or July. I don't know, I have to rewatch it again, but right now everything that I said in that previous video is playing out, guys. Okay, another thing too, as far as the resistant level. Okay, if you look at the green line that I just drew, and we're gonna make it bigger again. We're gonna make it bigger so we can see it a lot better. The green line that I just drew, look at where all the touch point is. This is a weekly chart dating back to 2020, guys. All right, 2020. Look, this is where we actually went up, and then we went back down here. As you can see, we went close to that green line. All right, over here back in June 2022, we kept going up and trying to break that green line that I just drew. All right, and then once we broke up, we went back down and stayed here, and then we played around in this green line. You see, that's a touch point right there as well. So that green line that we just drew is no joke, and I wasn't even looking at this when I drew that line, right? I was just looking at the daily chart, and let's go back to the daily chart and I'll show you. Yeah, I was just looking at the daily chart and seeing the touch point here back in January 2023, right? But if you went to the weekly chart, it goes all the way back to 2020. We've been respecting that line, that price 21,300. So I believe, again, this is not gonna be a small move. This squeeze right here on the daily chart, once this separates, it's gonna separate like this. Look, I'm just gonna draw it. Once that separates, it's gonna separate like this. Oh, that's too much. How do I make that thinner? Can I make that thinner? Oh well. So yeah, it's gonna separate like this, right? It could separate like that, right? And if once it separates like that, look, it has to go down. I mean, it doesn't have to separate that wide. It could separate this wide right here, right? But still, it's gonna have to separate, and it's look like it has a high probability of the price touching that green line. I mean, it's very high, actually. So that's where we're at right now. I believe we could stay a few days at 25,300, but the chances of us breaking 25,300 and going all the way down to 21,300 has just increased. Okay, now I could be wrong. Everyone that's saying we're going up a lot higher could be right. Everything that I just told you right now could be false. I mean, I can't make all the right calls at 100% of the time. Yeah, so I could be wrong this time, but I'm just reading the chart and I'm telling you what I see in the chart. And right now I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing the probability of us going down to that 21,300 is really high. All right. Again, we are still a lot closer to the bottom than we are on top. Why? Because I still believe that Bitcoin has a chance, Bitcoin endgame will reach 1 million per coin or even higher by 2028, 2030, right? I mean, by the peak of this bull market, we could easily go over 100K. My target in the peak of this bull market is actually around 200K. Okay, so we are a lot closer to the bottom still than we are on top. All right, so I'm still bullish in Bitcoin. This is still a phase one of the bull market. We're just in one of the corrections. All right, before we head higher to 40K, 50K, 60K, and then break and get new all-time highs, break 100K, after the, most likely after the Bitcoin halving, which will happen in 2024, around April of 2024, Bitcoin halving will happen. Usually after that, that's when we make a parabolic move up all the way through December of 2025, where we will most likely peak. And the peak is what? Around 200K, right? So that's it for now, guys. Please click the like button if you like this type of content and if you think this helps. Also subscribe to my channel, that way you know, you can, and also hit the notification bell after you subscribe so you can get notified to all my latest videos. All right, and please, if you think this can help other people to understand what's going on, please share my video with at least just one person. If you can, share it with more, but you know, it will definitely help the channel and definitely help motivate me to make more contents and improve the channel as well. All right, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for all your support. Until next time, bye bye.